Yes, people, welcome back to the SPTC podcast. I, as always, am your host, Jay Mcintosh. Today, not joined by Simon Phillips, although those watching can see a slightly bearded man with a hat on that you could be forgiven for looking slightly similar to Simon Phillips. But we're joined by Mr. Jack Durkin. Jack is a Leeds fan content creator, but be nice in the comments because, yes, he's a Leeds fan, but he's come here to talk about Chelsea and Leeds and the game. So everything's good. Jack, how are you doing?
Yes, very good, thank you, mate. I'm the ginger version, I think, of your man. Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited for Sunday. I'm excited for the weekend. A massive fixture in terms of just Chelsea Leeds as well. We were chatting just off camera. Then we both know the history. We both know the game itself always means a lot in the Premier League, and they delivered twice this season in favour of us, I would say as well. So fingers crossed we can make that three times the charm this weekend in the semi-final, which I honestly, mate, I cannot wait for.
Yeah, I bet. I think as well, just to set the sort of scene for the podcast. Obviously, most people listen to it, some people watch, so enjoy if you're watching. But Chelsea has been mental, obviously, the entire season, and absolutely nothing is normal. Now, those that consume the podcast, obviously, and those that read across the site and all the subscribers would have seen size articles. Either him raging that John Terry's not included, which I personally don't agree with. Keep John Terry out of my dressing room, please. But I know Si's got a different opinion. To contracts and players and managerial appointments, there's plenty of stuff sort of knocking around. I will say, I suppose, that the aim of this podcast is to focus more on the match because regardless of all the crazy shit that's going on, genuinely Chelsea versus Leeds in an FA Cup semi-final is one of the most fire semi-finals you could pull together, right, mate, Jack?
Could you imagine if it was the final? Holy hell! But for a semi-final, listen, they don't get much bigger and better than Chelsea Leeds. It's a lot of talk over the last few years in terms of the FA Cup has been it's losing what it was. It's losing the heritage of it, the good old days of the FA Cup. This, mate, is a proper, and I mean proper FA Cup semi-final. This will be a big game, a tight game, a game which I think could go either way, a game where both sets of fans are going to be bang up for it. It's just a shame that you've chose to sack fucking your man in a few days before, because if he was coming into Sunday leading the Chelsea boys, I'd have been a lot more confident. But I'm confident anyway. I'll come on to that, I'm sure, in the podcast.
Yeah, I will say. So for those of you that, I was on the Blues feed yesterday, which is sort of sister show to this, Jack, just so you're aware. I don't imagine you consume much Chelsea media.
No, certainly not.
It's a sort of sister show to this. I was on there yesterday and I spoke at length about managerial appointments and who I think could work. I mean, just on a top level, I would definitely take Iraola. I would be happy with Glasner. And my choice, I would take Ollie Hoeneß from Stuttgart, but that's just me. We can get into that at a different point. Jack, you're nodding. Do you?
It's interesting. A lot of people say this Stuttgart manager. I work for a few different companies. I work for Football, I work for Super 6. I go to a lot of grounds, interview a lot of fans. And I went to Newcastle at the weekend, and the Newcastle fans said the exact same thing. The man from Stuttgart is the man that everyone's looking at, but I just feel like you always go proven. Iraola's done it, Glasner's done it. But like you said, and like all the people watching and listening to this will know, Chelsea is a fucking mental club. It doesn't matter who you appoint.
They'll go and get the Birdo Glimt manager or something just because they've seen them do well in the season. That's
then putting an artificial pitch at Stamford Bridge.
100%. Yeah. Be ready. It'll save the money, and that's all they need. But yeah, I think with Hoeneß, I suppose, is that the reason I like Hoeneß is he plays in the exact same formation that you'd ideally want to set the Chelsea team up in, I think, which is a 4-2-3-1. He's got Stuttgart to the Champions League qualification and got them into the tournament for the first time in 15 years. And actually, the thing I think is important for a club like Chelsea, because we're both a buying and a selling club. We're not a Leipzig that just sell really and buy young and buy potential and then maximize. But we're not just Real Madrid that is sort of an end game place to be. We sort of sit in that middle in between, and we need to have managers capable of raising talent to sell talent at points. 7 of the 11 largest transfers in Stuttgart's history, Voltemada, Sehu Guirassy, Volta Andon, who's Anton's at Dortmund, right? Unless I'm wrong, yeah.
So yeah, I think he is.
Yeah. So Hoeneß has seen these players not only develop but then sell and keep the squad level quite high. And he's done really good player development with the two central defensive midfielders, and what he does with strikers is great. And I think for Chelsea, that's important. But I think they will probably go for Iraola.
Just out of interest, would you take Eddie Howe?
No, definitely not. I said the reason why I wouldn't, and I don't think it's because of poor manager. Honestly, I think Chelsea, this is going to sound a bit outlandish actually, because there are other bigger clubs, but Chelsea's the most comfortable, I think, at points with foreign influence. And actually, I think English managers at Chelsea are often incongruous. Like Potter was really, really like highly rated. And I think if he'd have gone to not Chelsea, he might have coped a bit better. But Chelsea, I just think English managers and Chelsea just don't. There's just something untrustworthy. It's hard to explain, but the fan base would feel more comfortable with an Italian manager.
I get that. But at some point, the curse has got to be lifted. I think Eddie Howe would not be a terrible appointment, because I was listening. I think I heard it on TalkSport this morning. Actually, they were saying that because of what Chelsea are like, as we've just alluded to there, it's bonkers. Yeah. Eddie Howe has still got a proven CV at Bournemouth, at Newcastle. I know it's not going well now, but obviously he's won a Carabao Cup and he's done really well for them. Even if this stint at Chelsea doesn't go well, which I just think it could do. He's good with young players. He's good. There is a lot that does like about him to this job, but then you say, that is a thing as well. But if he was to go and it was to go wrong, then he'd just go somewhere else bigger than Liam Rosenior would.
I agree, but I think with Eddie Howe, I think it's the fact that one, I just think the English thing doesn't work, but two, necessarily, unless it's Lampard, I think they'd like Lampard again. But I don't think Chelsea fans want someone who's looking to prove themselves. I think they want someone who's proven themselves. And actually, I think you're right that Eddie Howe has proven himself. And Newcastle at their peak are genuinely unplayable. But I don't know to what extent that's to do with him. That's to do with the nature of the club, the stadium, and the players. And this season, I think he would come in at Chelsea and it would be underwhelming. Whereas if he joined Chelsea at a peak point during Newcastle, I can get it, because I rate him highly as a manager, and I just don't think Chelsea would be the most comfortable sort of club fit.
Maybe come for Daniel Farke, because he's absolutely unbelievable, mate. So he'll be at a top job in no time. Although he'll take us to Europe next year, mate. So that's fine.
Well, I remember seeing lots of Leeds content about how unsure Leeds fans were. Actually, do you know what? Let's just go on to it, because I don't really want to talk about Chelsea managerial madness just yet, because I will talk about it all week. What have things been like for Leeds? Because from my understanding, and I'm sure it's the same as most Chelsea fans, you came up, I think most fans would have expected you to go down, but if you didn't go down, be the one team that did stay up. And I know that, I believe anyway, there was some trepidation around Farke at the start of the season because of his sort of yo-yo-y nature. But how have things been for you guys?
Yeah, listen, when we first came up, there was a lot of people calling for his head. I will happily say that I wasn't one of them. I think if you get us to the Premier League, you've got to be given a chance. You have to. It's it. Yeah. How harsh is that? I know football's a ruthless business. We all know that. You all know that more than others. But to get your promotion to the Premier League and then go, sorry, fella, because of your past with Norwich, who, with all due respect, are nowhere near the size of the club that we are. Yo-yo. He didn't have the budget that he's had. He doesn't have the fans that Leeds United are compared to Norwich. No one wants to go to Carrow Road compared to Ellen Road. It's night and day. So you've got to give him a chance. We then gave him a chance at the start of the season. I think we were up until about November, December, when we played Man City. I think we'd won 3. We'd done okay. We'd had a few good performances, good results. There was a couple of performances, mate, where we got so unlucky. I remember we played Fulham away and Goodmanson scored the most unbelievable own goal you'll ever see in your life in the 90th minute to lose 1-0 to Fulham away, which is not an easy place to go. Craven Cottage is a good place, so it's not an easy place to go. That killed us. I remember we were 3-2 up against Bournemouth, I think it was. We made it 3-3 in the last minute to Bournemouth. Then the City result as well. We were 2-2. They won 3-2 in the last minute, and that was the turning point. A lot of people say that Farke sort of stumbled upon this formation. I don't think that's fair at all to say that. You don't just stumble upon something in the Premier League, do you? Let's be honest, the managers, the amount of stuff that they go into is outrageous. To be a football manager, you've got to have such a high level of detail, and he's not just stumbling across a formation and going, I'll play a 3-5-2 or whatever. So I think we were playing a 4-2-3-1-ish, that sort of formation. Wasn't working. everything. Went to this 3-back with Calvert-Lewin up front and Okafor or whoever it's been, Nemetra at times, Aronson, all playing off him. And it's just been superb, mate. We've had the longest away run since I think 1979 I saw. We obviously beat Scum away. Man United, we beat the Scum away. Man United at Old Trafford for the first time in 40 years. We've just been on a great run. And again, there's been results where we've been so close. Obviously, we did you boys. We then drew with you. We drew with Liverpool. We've had some good results against the big boys. The ones that we've probably struggled against the most has been Arsenal, which is funny to say. But even up to, honestly, mate, 10 days ago, before that Old Trafford game, before the game on the Monday night, we were banging that relegation fight. We were banging it.
Yeah.
And Farke I've got to give so much credit to him because, listen, the amount of stick that he's got, the amount of sort of people that have thrown shots, and he's come out and he's done amazingly for us. He's got to an FA Cup semi-final. We're safe. We're on 40 points. If we go down now, we think we'll be the first team ever to go down on 40 points or something. One of very few. So you've got to give him his flowers, mate. You've got to give him his flowers. And Leeds fans are really starting to love him. I honestly love him. I don't know if you've seen on Twitter the Daniel Farke penitentiary things where
of course I have.
Yeah. So he's just great. He's class. I love the way the team play. I love Calvert-Lewin. I love Okafor. Okafor's found a bit of form, mate, which is scary for you boys on Sunday. Gabby Goodmanson, I think he's one of the best left backs in the Premier League. It's just been a season that could not have gone much better. Sunderland have done amazing, obviously. Like Sunderland have been ridiculous. Sure. But they're another example of sort of what we've done. But honestly, mate, considering Farke didn't get the backing that he wanted as well in the summer, it was like a big hoo-ha. He said he needed wingers. He said he needed attackers. Didn't get them. Gets Calvert-Lewin on a free. Obviously, everyone knows his injury record. I think he's probably missed 3, 4, 5 games to injury, if that, when he's been at Leeds. So fair play to the medical staff as well. So, yeah, I said pre-season I think we'll come 15th. And listen, I think that's probably going to be true. I think we'll come 15th. And you know what? The way that we're ending the season, it probably doesn't represent where we should be in the table because the like I say, up until November, December, we'd only won 3 games. So that's kind of why we are where we are. It's kind of a bit of a false representation. We should be a little bit higher, but nonetheless, it's been a good season, mate.
Well, I mean, one of the things I find most interesting, and people who actually like football always tell me to shut up, but Understat have the expected points table. So Leeds actually at 8th this season in the league on expected points. Like you've actually got 10 less points than you should have. Chelsea are 4th actually and should be on 55 points. Leeds should be on about 51. So like you say, that's literally proving your point, which is actually the start of the season was quite bad, but we're actually shit hot now.
And also, like I say, there's a few results in between though. It just didn't go our way, and that was really scaring me, to be honest, mate. That when we were going through that patch where we just couldn't get these results, and I was thinking, fucking hell. And Calvert-Lewin was getting in positions and he wasn't scoring. And I was just thinking, if he can start scoring, and thank fuck he did. Aronson as well had a little bit of a purple patch. Now Okafor's finding a bit of a purple patch, and then defensively we're good. Defensively we're solid. That we've got a big team, haven't we? And you know what I love, mate, an old one of you boys, Ethan Ampadu.
I was going to ask.
What a player! What a player! He's one of my favourite Leeds players, and he's one of the best captains I've ever. In fact, probably is the best captain I've ever seen. Honestly, mate.
When you say best captain,
go on.
What do you mean? What's the best captain?
The way that he just gets everything to do with Leeds United. He gets everything. The way that he plays the way that he plays. First of all, he's a fucking top player. Like he's not like he's just smash and tackle and tries to
no. He's fast.
Leeds way. Yeah, he's class on the ball. He breaks up play. He leads by example on the pitch. He loves giving it a bit as well, which Leeds fans absolutely love. We played obviously Bournemouth the other night, and Tyler Adams is the next Leeds player. And he was giving it a bit, and Ethan Ampadu, there's a picture going around of Ethan Ampadu sticking his tongue out and sort of laughing at Tyler Adams. So people are loving that on Leeds Twitter. So he just gets Leeds, mate. And like we've had Liam Cooper, Calvin Phillips was in and out. But honestly, mate, if I could choose right now, I can't even say this, between Calvin Phillips and Ethan Ampadu, I'm picking Ethan Ampadu every day of the week.
I also think Ethan Ampadu is a better player. Do you know what, Jack? I can't tell you how many Chelsea fans are really upset with you right now because Ethan Ampadu is a bit of a love child at Chelsea. Like loved Ethan Ampadu, and I think he came through at the sort of Conte, Sarri time where he was really struggling at Chelsea to work out if he was going to be a central defender or a centre midfielder. I think he always wanted to be a central midfielder, and there's a journalist, football journalist called Musa Okwonga, who described him once as he plays like he's playing holding a glass of red wine. Like he's really, like he can drop the wine and go for you if he wants to, but he plays in a very sort of svelte way.
He can swill you, can't he? He can swill you.
He can do, yeah, of course he can, yeah. But he would rather sort of clip a 30-yard pass, I think, than do anything else. And I suppose from Chelsea fan perspective, it's tough to hear, but it's nice because he got shafted by terrible loans at Chelsea, and the fact that he's been able to work out at Leeds, and Leeds are a proper club, Premier League club, massive club. Like they're in the top 10 biggest clubs in the country, aren't they? Without a question. So like him to be the captain of one of them and actually own the position is really nice to hear, I suppose.
Yeah, a lot of honestly, mate, he wouldn't go amiss in one of the top sides in England either.
I agree. I think he's definitely
so good. Yeah. And then we've also, like I say, got Anton Stack as well.
Right. Stop there. I want Chelsea to sign him because he's a baller, and I've rated him since Bundesliga days. He's 6'4", he's 28, he bags free kicks. Why is he there?
Good? What are you trying to say?
Well, as in, he looks like a Champions League footballer.
No, yes, mate. Honestly, he's again class, and I don't know if you've seen him on social media, but he does some mental Instagram stuff. He posts like really weird, which again, Leeds fans love that sort of thing because they love anyone with a bit of a personality, as most football fans do. Like that does happen, but when he's one of your own as well, I think I'm not sure if he's available Sunday because he got absolutely sniped in the in the quarters, and he did his ankle, but I'm not sure if he'll be available for that. But when we win and get to the final, I'm sure he'll be available for that.
Well, he is someone that I'm going to ignore that for the time being. He's definitely someone, I think, because we've sat here for so long this season and debated, I suppose, about who should maybe replace Enzo Fernandez if Enzo Fernandez leaves, or what do we need to do in that sort of midfield spot. And obviously, because it's Chelsea, you sort of have the license to kind of pick anyone. You can make the argument, but I think to be sort of somewhat creative, I thought Anton Stack would be the person that makes sense. He's only been there for one season, but he's class, right? He would fit at Chelsea.
Yeah. I think he'd fit. He's a bit of a weird one, Anton Stack, because he's 6'4", like you say, but he takes set pieces, which is sometimes extremely frustrating because you think, why are you not in the mixer? But when he's got a delivery like that, you kind of let him off a little bit. I think he probably would suit Chelsea, but that doesn't mean you're going to get him, and that doesn't mean that I hope he leaves at all. But
he would never. We're not smart enough to buy a player like that. Plus, he's too old.
Yeah, he probably is too old for what you boys do. But listen, mate, honestly, what a signing he's been. And again, just someone that gets Leeds. But for me, mate, Gabby Goodmanson, honest to God, I don't know if you've watched much of him. He is a world beater. Like, he's a left back, and there's only so much a left back can do. But honestly, because we play with wing backs, mate, he's up, he's down, his engine.
Is he the one from Lille?
Yes, we got for 11 million quid. Honestly, nice. Mate, he's just, I love him. This season, there's been a few standout players, but he's there for me. Pascal Strauch as well has been class.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just been a great season for a Leeds fan, and it could get even better.
I think Jack, I guess for your knowledge, I suppose, this website and this page, the Simon Phillips Talks Chelsea page, exists because Si is a huge news aggregator and source getter, and he finds exclusives and all that stuff. It's kind of that's the niche point of this sort of whole platform. And so therefore lots of people are interested in transfers. And I guess from your perspective, let's go on the basis for you that Chelsea lose to Leeds and you maybe lose to City, but you get to an FA Cup final and you stay in the Premier League. What would you be expecting next season for Leeds? Where do you need support? Where do you need replacements? Because I don't know to what extent Leeds have the budget. You're a huge club, but I don't know how much you spend on transfers necessarily. So how does Leeds improve for next season?
Do you know what, mate? It's an interesting one, that, because I think that and this should have happened first time around when we come up, really. I think our aims should be going for Europe, and I know it's only second season. I know
Conference League football, 100%.
Yeah, because there's that many teams now that can qualify. But not only that, I think what we need is just strength in depth. We need another striker. Listen, I love Calvert-Lewin. He's been class. What a signing on a free. Again,
would you take Delap?
Yeah, because you know why? He's an absolute Leeds striker.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that's why I thought it. Yeah.
He stinks of Leeds United, Liam Delap. He loves to tackle. He gets stuck in, and he's good. I think he's a good player. When you signed him, honestly, I thought he was a great signing.
Me too.
João Pedro's obviously taken that role to himself, really, and Delap's been a bit hit and miss. But honestly, mate, if we could get Delap, I'd bite your hand off. We've also been linked with Louis Openda, the Belgium striker. Again, I'm not sure on that because I always think like we're a club that has to take that risk with like your Anton Stacks, with your Gabby Goodmansons, that sort of thing. But I don't know if he's not done it at Juventus. He's been in and out, and everyone's he's one of them where on FIFA he's good, but in real life he's not that good. He's one of them. He's exactly that. But yeah, we need a new striker. We probably need a new like attacking midfielder, winger. I like Brendan Aronson. He's again got to give him his flowers. He's had a decent season, but we need another level. And we tried that with Buonanotte again, another Chelsea boy, but he's fucking toilet water. So he's just done nothing for us. And we tried signing him in the summer, and I think he went to you boys. That's what happened, wasn't it? Yeah, we tried signing him in the summer. He went to you boys instead of us from Brighton. But he's just not done anything. And maybe that's because of the way that Farke changed formation. He had him as an idea of being that 10 in the previous formation. In this formation, it doesn't really work. What else do we need? We need a goalkeeper. Carl Darlow, fair play to him.
We've got a couple if you want to take goalkeepers.
Yeah, well, your goalkeepers are shit anyway, so I'd rather not
have any of them.
Goalkeeper we probably need. Carl Darlow has come in instead of Lucas Perry. Lucas Perry was bought in the summer, and everyone thought he was going to be this monster, and he is a monster, but he's a bit of a nutter. And he'll play on Sunday because he plays in the cups now. But I don't know, he's got a mistake in him, and you might see that on Sunday. He's got a mistake in him. You saw it in the quarterfinals against West Ham where they had the goal disallowed. It was his fault, but he's also big, commanding, and he's good in penalty shootouts. And I genuinely think that might come in handy on Sunday. So a goalkeeper, a striker, and sort of an attacking midfielder is what we need. And I think that we should be looking at Europe. I just think we need reinforcements. I think we need numerous reinforcements in terms of money wise and how our transfer works. I'll be honest with you, mate. I'm not sort of in the ins and outs with all the money and how much we have to spend. I'll probably know more in the summer. But I know that we're getting the ground's getting an extension and is soon to be starting, I think. And I said in a show at the start of the season, I said that would not be happening if the club and the board didn't think we were going to stay in the Premier League and didn't think we were going to be going to the next level. And I know it's all well and good thinking it to doing it. It's completely different. It's a completely different scenario. But now that the first part of the plan of doing it and staying in the Premier League has happened, I think now we build on it. And obviously when we had Bielsa a few seasons ago, that didn't happen. The second season was a bit of a nightmare, but we managed to stay up again. Third season was a write-off. But yeah, this time round, look, like as you said, we're a Premier League club, mate. We are. As much as everyone hates us, no one, we're so good for the Premier League. The love that Ellen Road gets, and rightly so, great ground. The away end's horrible, but it's also great. We're a Premier League club. So I think the next step is to do like what Villa did, like to do what Newcastle did, like to do what Forest have done. I know they're in the sort of the pickle now, but I think they'll stay up. But that's our next step. That's our next step. And I think we can do it, mate. I think we can do it because European nights at Ellen Road would be absolutely outrageous.
Yeah, and if you look at like the team, even the teams in the Europa League semi-finals, it was Rayo Vallecano, Forest, Villa, and someone else. Like, it's not as though Leeds can't win those games either. Or like, if you were in line with your expected points, you'd be in the Conference League, which I think would be kind of ideal because
the away days,
probably win it. Yeah.
As you'll know, you boys were in it. We'll be able to we'll be like going Slovakia and
you go to some Ukraine places. That's what it is. Yeah.
So it'd be. I think Conference League is maybe not next season. I'd love to say yes for that next season, maybe 2 seasons with Europe. But if we've got a chance next season, why can't we?
Yeah, 100%. I think European football makes sense. I think that's the logical next step. And actually, the way the Premier League is now is you are basically from sort of 17th to 8th, you can all kind of have that chance. So there's no reason why Leeds, especially when you look at the club history and the size, like it's bigger than pretty much all the other teams that compete for it, maybe bar Everton.
If there was another 10 games of the season, honestly, we're not that far away.
But focusing on the FA Cup, I suppose, which is the whole point of why we're here, and we've been sort of alluding to who's going to win, who's not. You guys are obviously confident. Chelsea fans are obviously not overly confident given the state of things. Callum McFarlane is in. He's only managed 2 games at Chelsea. They were fine. I just think he's going to be there till the end of the season. Chelsea, I suppose, would like to see the fans treat this game with the respect it deserves and actually go out and try and wallop you lot, because that's what you guys are going to be doing to us. And if we can't match that intensity, we're going to get smoked. And I'm nervous, and I imagine you're not nervous.
Joe, what, mate? As a Leeds fan, you're always nervous. But
are you nervous because you actually could win?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm nervous because, like, honestly, mate, if the bookies had us favourites, I wouldn't think it was that mental. I actually wouldn't.
No, definitely not. Yeah, definitely
purely
not.
Because of what's going on at Chelsea and the purple patch that we're in right now. We're 3 games unbeaten. Obviously, a point at Bournemouth, a win at Old Trafford. What Wolves is obviously 3 points almost given, isn't it? But just the way that we found a little bit of form and the way that you, honestly, mate, I cannot tell you how fucking raging I was when you sacked Rosenior. I was thinking, please just give him his day at Wembley, please. But no, you decided to chop him just before. But yeah, I'm nervous because I think that we have a good chance. That's why I'm nervous. I honestly, mate, I couldn't call it. All I know is, like you say, is you lot are going to have to match our intensity, because the way that we started the last few games has been 100 mile an hour, and that's put us in good stead for the rest of the game. So we'll do the exact same. Wembley will be absolutely rocking. Like, it will be rocking, especially our end. I'm assuming your end will be as well, but we're going to be making a lot of noise, and obviously it's our first time to Wembley in something that isn't a playoff final in a long time. And playoff, Joe, that's another thing that is in your favour, mate. Our record at Wembley is shit, so that is in your favour. We've had playoff final against Southampton, we lost. Playoff final against Donny Rovers in League One, I think it was, we lost. There's other times where we've been to Wembley and it's just not been good at all. So it's our first FA Cup semi-final in God knows how long. We won it in 1972. I
do know how long it's been, actually.
Go on.
This is your first semi-final since the 1986-87 season. Just for reference, in that time, Chelsea have been in 13 FA Cup finals and 17 FA Cup semi-finals.
We've been in the Premier League, the Championship, and League One in that time. So it's been a topsy-turvy few decades, really, isn't it? But yeah, no, listen, I honestly, mate, I cannot. The thought of it makes me so giddy, because I'm going to be there. I'll be in London. It's just going to be bedlam, mate. It's going to be so good.
It is indeed. Okay, so there's only so many ways, I suppose, we can say that what the rivalry is and the state of both clubs right now. But I suppose on the pitch, I don't know in terms of who I'm expecting Chelsea to line up with. I'm fairly sure most listeners will have some sort of picture. Esteval obviously not there. Cole Palmer, we'll wait and see. Reece James out. Colwill out. I don't know whether Jorgensen or Sanchez will play. I imagine it'll be Hato, Cucurella.
All good news for us, that, by the way. The fact that you've not got Reece James, the fact that you've not got Esteval, the fact you've not got Cole. 3.
Potentially no Cole Palmer, yeah. João Pedro's also sort of doubt for the game. Obviously no Jamie Gittins, but we've not seen him all season. How are you expecting Leeds to line up, and what do you think the score's going to be?
Joe, what, mate? It'll be very similar to what we've been doing. When we played Bournemouth the other night, I said on a video, it'll be interesting to see how Farke plays it, because although the point away at Bournemouth put us on the 40 points, I was still comfortable with 39 points. And I wasn't sure if he was going to do the same and be like, look, we've secured it now, kind of thing. But he didn't. He played a really strong side. And I'll be honest, I think it'll be pretty much the same as the other night, apart from Lucas Perry will probably play in goal. He's now our cup keeper. Bogle will be in there. There was a few players went down the other day. Ampadu went down, and so did Bogle. It was Bogle and Ampadu that both went down, and all the Leeds fans on Twitter were thinking, just get through this 90 minutes because we need you. So Bogle will play. Goodmanson will play. It'll probably be Biol, Strauch. Roden is available. I'm sure Roden was on the bench the other night, so it could be Roden. If not, James Justin will play in the 3, and James James Justin's been terrific for us as well. I'd expect to see Tanaka. Love Al Tanaka. What a man, what a player, what a footballer. I'm expecting to see him alongside Ampadu in the middle. And then it will be probably Okafor, Aronson, and Calvert-Lewin. Or Okafor and Calvert-Lewin. I can't remember how many players I've said there, but it'll be those two lining up front. But a really similar 11 to what we've seen all season, to be honest with you, mate. And it will be no doubt the exact same message: is go out, be a nuisance. I feel like whoever you play at centre half is in for a tough old day with DCL, because
they're terrible as well.
Yeah,
they're terrible as well.
Exactly. Absolutely. And you saw Calvert-Lewin against the Butcher and Lenny Yoro, and he made them two look silly, didn't he? So he's honestly, mate, I play centre half at a decent standard. And if I was marking him, I would absolutely hate, because he's just elbows, arse, he wins he's a nightmare, but he's so good for us. And I really think that will pay dividends on Sunday. Score-wise, mate, it's so tough to call, isn't it? It's a semi-final. It's the FA Cup. I do think we're going to win. I'm honestly, mate, I'm confident we're going to win. I don't know how we're going to win. I got a feeling. I played golf this morning. Said to the lad who I'm playing golf with, I could see it going penalties. I could so see it going penalties, and it being a 1-1, really edgy, going penalties. But then also the other side of me thinks it can't be 1-1, because the game's going to be that erratic that it's going to be so intense. There's going to be, what I would say is, if you're prone to a dabble on bet builders, go for yellow cards and go for goals.
100%. I was going to say, go for yellow cards. Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because it could boot off in this game. Honestly, Matt, I am, and the sun's shining today. I don't know if it's shining where you are, but the sun makes you a little bit happier as well. I think it's meant to be pretty nice on Sunday. It is going to be someday, and I'm confident. Sorry to all your viewers and listeners.
No, I think the reason I like to bring rival fans on at points is because it's important for us to get a sense check of what's going on outside of our own little sort of rabbit hole, and on a Chelsea side of things, the positives are that it's a clean slate. I actually think we've got some of the better players in the league in the squad at points. Like Caicedo, I think is amazing. Enzo, I think is brilliant. Cole Palmer, if he plays, João Pedro, if they play, are real problems. Our centre backs, Fofana, he needs to leave. He needs to leave. Like he is not.
Just have interest. Who will you have? Is it? It's not Tosin, is it? Or is it Chalobah? Will it be Chalobah?
It will be either Chalobah, Hato, Tosin, or Achiampong, probably.
Listen, at Leeds United have seen some shit players, and we've had some terrible players at certain moments. But that is not a confident back to whatever it's going to be.
No, it's two of them could be great squad players. Achiampong, Chelsea fans really rate. Like, he's only 19. 6'3", centre back, right back. He's a really talented young boy, but he needs to go on loan somewhere, just for his own development. Tosin's terrible. Fofana, I don't rate. Chalobah, I like, but he's not, in my opinion, to be Chelsea's starting centre back. He's a very good squad player. Colwell's injured. Hato we like as well, but he's 19. There's kind of a left back, centre back thing going on there. So we don't have the established figures that you'd want in that position. And I think
where's Badia Shield? What's happened to him?
He's chilling, bro. Like, I don't know what he's doing. Like, he's
just picking up a wage, is he?
He might play just for the Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, but he is. Like, he doesn't play.
No.
And again, he's a really good player. It's just the problem is it's the same with Leeds, I know, but with Chelsea, unless you perform in moments, you're not good enough. And Badiashile in moments has not been good enough. His overall consistency is usually fine, but his ability as a moments player is not there. So it just won't work at Chelsea. Obviously, Disasi's at West Ham, and the West Ham fans seem to rate him a lot. Like, it's just the wrong fit at Chelsea. This is what I'm saying. It goes back to the conversation we're having about the manager, which is getting the club cultural fit right is so difficult at Chelsea. It's almost impossible to do. However, just sign a fucking decent centre-back and stop us watching these absolute melons at the back. Because, honestly, and we've got players to sell. Like, someone will buy Fofana, someone would buy Badiashile, someone would buy Disasi, Achiampong would get a loan, someone would buy Tosin, I believe. Brighton tried to in the summer and in January, so
Well, he was at Fulham, wasn't he? So maybe he might go back to Fulham or...
Yeah, but we got him for free, so it's not like he's going to be difficult to move. But the quality's not there. And the point is, though, that whilst we lack defensively and the goalkeepers and uncertainty, in midfield and attack, I think we've got real quality at points. No, Esteval's tough, but if we can have Pedro and we can have Palmer playing, then that's really helpful. Even Pedro Neto's, I think, can be effective on his day, but he's been really, really poor recently. This is a real opportunity for Chelsea to turn things around because, as I mentioned on the Blues feed yesterday, what's funny about football is that whilst things seem terrible for Chelsea, there is still the possibility that Arsenal win nothing, Spurs get relegated, and Chelsea win an FA Cup final. Like, that's why football is
crazy game football, mate.
Yeah, and like Chelsea versus City in a one-off game, I'd be open to it. The problem is, mate, Chelsea have lost 6 finals in a row.
What about semi-finals?
Yeah, we don't lose.
That's all I care about, right?
We're pretty good at semi-finals, but the actual final we're never up for. It's because we get done by Liverpool or City pretty much, or Leicester, but RIP Leicester.
In it, like fuck, they've gone down.
Yeah, it's tough for them. See you later. I don't really. Yeah, I'm not that hard on Leicester as well, to be fair. Sorry to any Leicester fans that are listening, but I don't imagine. Okay, so I think it's going to be. My heart.
It's such a tough call, mate. Honestly, and you know what? It's like you just said there. Sorry to interrupt you, mate. It's a one-off game. It's a semi-final of a cup. Almost form goes out the window. Like
of course it does, yeah.
And this new manager bounce, I know you've had him before, and he's a temporary. But the fact that Rafinha's gone, some of the players might just be like, "Get in, thank fuck, David Brent's gone." Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them where literally anything can happen. I just hope we turn up. And you turn up. That's all I hope. It's not. Well, actually, no. I hope you don't turn up. I don't give a fuck.
But you want to be a good game regardless, yeah.
Basically, yes, yeah, exactly that, yeah.
I think it'll be. My head says 2-1 Leeds, but my heart says 3-2 Chelsea. So I'm gonna go. And bear in mind, we've not scored 5 games in a row. But like you say, form goes out the window for these type of things. And I think actually for Chelsea, because of the nature of the club, because Fulham's our closest rival, our derbies are kind of Leeds and Spurs. And so like ostensibly this is as close to a derby without it being a derby as you can get. And actually
it's a rivalry, isn't it? It's a rivalry.
Yeah, and I suppose outside of Manchester United and I don't know, like I don't imagine there's that much
United, mate.
Like, there's no one else really. So like Chelsea are a big sort of enemy for Leeds, and I think that Leeds will come out on top, but my heart says Chelsea will win 3-2, but I think Leeds might win 2-1.
Yeah, honestly, mate, it's so hard to call. It's like we can do all this. It's just impossible. But the fact that you are a little bit siding with Leeds does make me still think that we'll get some. I just have a feeling. And
it's the first 10 minutes, man. It's that first 10 minutes. You guys, if we're not on it, we're going to be put in a real tricky position.
And listen, your fans are great. Stamford Bridge, when you hear them, the boards racket.
They'll be up for it for Leeds, yeah.
Yeah, but what I mean is Leeds fans, mate, are going to be fucking bang at it. Like, I know I'm staying over the Sunday night, but majority of Leeds fans that I've spoke to are coming down in the morning, going back home on the Sunday evening. But honestly, mate, them train journeys will be...
Yeah, it's rough.
So you are right. I think the first 10 minutes will dictate the whole result.
Yeah, what I hope, actually, just to end on this, actually, I think what I hope, actually, not more than anything, is I'd like Chelsea to win, but I hope the ref lets the game breathe. Like, it's going to be feisty. I'd rather it be feisty and have 11 men on, even if, say Stack stands on someone's shin and then Enzo pulls someone's hair. Like, I'd rather them stay on and battle the whole time. And I hope the ref gives the game the license to be a bit more aggressive than a normal game, because that's the whole selling factor of what this is, right?
I'd rather it be 11v11, because when Man United went down to 10, we shit ourselves. I'd rather it be 11. Honestly, I'd rather it be 11v11. And you're right. Like I said at the start of the call, mate, the FA Cup has had a bit of stick the last 10 years, hasn't it? It's not what it once was. It doesn't get the respect it deserves. I'm saying this like we're playing, but let's make this a fucking absolute belter of a semi-final in the FA Cup where people go, that is what the FA Cup's about. That is what English football is about. That is a proper throwback fixture where two top teams, big clubs, bang at it against each other, and may the best team win. And you're right, exactly there. Let the ref let the game breathe.
Yeah, agreed. And actually, to your point about legitimacy of the cup, obviously Palace won it last year, correct? And I think if Leeds were to go on and win the FA Cup, the credibility for the trophy would probably be at its highest in 10 years. So 100%. As a Chelsea fan, you don't want Leeds to win, but as a football fan, Leeds winning the FA Cup over City, I would be on board with. So
100%.
If we can't beat you lot, at least I suppose maybe a few of us might temporarily join for 90 minutes so that City don't win things. But
if we did get to the final, mate, I think everybody apart from City fans and maybe actually no, everyone hates Leeds. Honestly,
I don't know whether people will join you that much.
I know. But like you say, for
football fan, yeah.
Football, let football be the winner.
Yeah, exactly. Which might mean that Leeds should potentially come out on top of City. But I'm going to stop talking and end this show because you've already walked in the Lions' den, and now I feel like I'm going to get eaten by the Lions for saying that for Manchester City. Jack, obviously this is a subscriber-based Chelsea show, so I don't know how many are consuming Leeds content, but where can people find you and what are you up to?
So I am Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. To be fair, mate, I'm mainly just football in general. I do a lot of presenting for a lot of different people. I'm more of a presenter than a content creator. I just so happen to be a massive Leeds fan as well. So all my socials are just my name, mate. Jack Dirks, Dirk. Find me there. But I do a lot of guest of players. I do a lot of fun games. So if you want to come over and check that out, then feel free. It's not all just Leeds content, I promise you.
Yeah. Well, do go and check it out. There'll be links in the article that will also subsequently go alongside of this as well. So we'll include all those. Jack, thank you very much for coming today, guys. Listen, Si and I will be back next Thursday. Should no fatherhood duties from Si come up or any sort of familial-based podcast, we'll go through transfer rumors a little bit more then, and we can talk about managers a bit. I just felt as though this show deserved to be mainly focused on the FA Cup because it's a tie that warrants respect. So, Jack, thank you for joining us. Everybody, thank you for listening. Turn it up in your car, share it with your friends, and we'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
Come on, Leeds.